One. Live from the dungeon of luxury, boom bap. I got my groove back. Stella beside me, she called me Poppy. She held a nigga down in the moments where things were choppy. She my falconess overhead in case you try and chop me. I move silent with a motorcade. You can never know its ways. I cut the grass where the cobras lay. I'm living life on the edge until my moment fades. Now or never, I told my father, just watch with this rhyme and this son gon' change the trajectory of his generation. Every penny we pinch gon' holla go. I'm in the zone. When I'm done, my name will be put in stone. Shit looking back, we probably won't think it took us long. Every year my circle getting smaller. No time for false love. Once I can't take your word, I put a wall up. Relationships seem stable till they become a toss-up. Then Gary Payton if you try and cross them. That shit gon' cost you. I found myself on my spiritual realm. Chase of the greats can wear on you and tear on you. I find myself not allowing people to care for me. Told myself there's something I need to change, just bear with me. I spark a sage when my days are heavy for energy cleanse. Can't pay attention when I'm mentally spent. When times are dark, I know I'm finna be lit. One day I'm going through some hell, then a synergy flip. While I've been official since niggas was rockin' Dada. From what my pen do, I've channeled my inner Allah. It's my time, whether you love it or turn a blind eye. Word to the legend, point, you ain't even in me class eye.
All right, man, we back. Episode 5. I got Kiss the Chef here, lick your screen, whatever. Look, food great. I done had it multiple times. I mean, man, wow. You know how I was trying to get you on the show. I had to, like, I just be shooting my shot now. That's what I call Wednesdays. I call it shoot my shot. Now, I definitely wanted to have you on before we start. You know, I gotta. My main man with me every show, aka Big Stepper, what I call him. We got my main man Goop. Quick quote, do your thing and everything. And man, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
For sure. So Kiss the Chef. What's your real name first to start off? I don't want to. What's your name? So I'm gonna call you Kiss the Chef, but I just want the people to know your real name.
Okay. So my God-given name is Marvani. Marvani Young. People call me Vani just because it's always been hard to pronounce my first name. Right. Some people call me Auntie, the cool Auntie, and I'm cool with either one of those.
Right. Okay. And the first question I got for you is, what got you into cooking?
It's crazy because before I started cooking, I was a makeup artist in Atlanta, and my health got really bad in about 2016, and my hips were basically collapsing from underneath me, and I was always a foodie, but just I was so embarrassed to be out with a cane or a walker because I was so young, and people would always, inquire, so it just made me really self-conscious. So I just decided one day, like, food already made me happy and I was dealing with this situation. So I just started recreating some of my favorite restaurants' foods and putting my own twists and turns on them. And 2018, Kiss the Chef was born.
Right. And speaking on that 2018, I'm a fan of your page. I obviously discovered it late. I'm from Louisiana, so I was out here to hoop. Hey. You know what I'm saying? I'm a boot baby, but I was out here hooping and I was like, man, I gotta get some good food somewhere. And I came across your page. A friend had referenced it to me and I was like, man, I remember I seen you, like, it was like a weekly meal thing. It was like, I'm gonna pay for that. Hurry up, let me get my spot. And that's how I discovered your page. But I like how you talked about going through your page. I love how you talk about mentally, going through depression. And this obviously is a mental health page, and I kind of want to get the backstory on that, and like how was that going through depression, and also like how was it also with parenting, like you have little ones.
It was tough. When everything started going on with my health, my daughters were like 8, and 9, around that area. And I'm a single mother. And so everything is on me, pick up, drop off. I'm the nanny, the chef, the butler, everything. And so my daughters are really active. So I've always, been active with my girls, going to the park and things like that. So once my health got bad, it really messed with my mental health because I wasn't able to do even some of the simple things, and when you lose things that you don't necessarily think you can live without, it makes a difference, right? And so I sunk into a really, really deep depression. I'm always like a person who keeps to myself. And so I just kept all of that in, which ultimately wasn't good. But I was depressed. Some days I was angry with my kids just for no reason, just because life was just taking its toll on me. And I was like, I don't feel like I can talk to anybody. And sometimes, African Americans, we don't talk to people, we don't, it's the thing of keep it inside of your household. And so I was struggling with that because I have worked with mental health as my job too. So I knew the balance and I knew the benefits of speaking with someone. And it was like, once I was just losing sleep. I mean, I was sleeping like 2-3 hours a day out of the day, just, because I couldn't sleep. My mind was wandering. I was crying. I was sad. And so I decided to take the steps of like, all right, along with prayer, because that's definitely what I'm going to do first, along with prayer and talking to God of like, help me, I'm going to get some outside help. And so I started getting counseling and things like that. And slowly, it progressed. Sometimes I do have my bouts just because life is life, but it's not as bad as it used to be, and I'm so grateful for that. And that's also kind of what pushed me to start cooking, because I was like, I got to do something to come outside of this depression. It's gonna take my life literally if I let it.
Right. And just hearing those words, and especially with me being in mental health like that, that's a lot. And that's something that in the African American community, like, we don't really speak on. And I'm not sure about you got a man or anything, but I was raised in a single parent household. And like with mental health, it wasn't really discussed. I lost my pops at a very young age. So it was a lot of stuff I had to deal with just as a young Black man, growing up without that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's some things that my mom was going through as well. And I feel like at sometimes, like growing up, like I feel like she was depressed about some things,
Mm-hmm.
and but in our household and just our communities and the way we taught like, don't let this go out, or we not discussing this business, what I'm saying? And as a kid, you better not tell her you come here, you gonna get a whipping, that's just, and it's crazy if you think about like in today's world, what that has come to, like the resources and stuff. And I'm like, my goal is to like try to get more talk on this and get it in more in our communities, and help these younger kids and just families, deal with it. But yeah, I want you to talk about like, what does cooking do to you mentally? Because some people, it's about self-awareness, and I tell people all the time, like, basketball was my therapy. Like, if I just played basketball, I didn't really care about where I'm playing at, who I'm playing against. Like, if I'm hooping, and that mentality helped me so much just deal with life. When you're growing up as a African American man and you don't really have no father figure, a lot of stuff, like, you got to figure it out. Like, you look over there, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman, like, that's a book that I'm reading now, like, just because of, a lot of messages in the Black community as a man, they get taught wrong. You need to have multiple women, or you need to be doing this, or don't be soft, like. And I ain't just capping on what I'm saying. I'm preaching on. I'm preaching.
And as a woman, I like what you're, being on the reciprocating end of that. That is true. Like, it's like, no, you can be in touch with your feelings. That does not mean that you are soft. You don't have to have 20 women to feel like you are the man.
Right. But it's even the essence to me of, and I want you to speak on this, how you think about it. A lot of Black men really don't know how to treat a Black woman. And what I mean by that is an understanding. Like, I live my life by the word understanding. I think that's the biggest thing in the world. What we going through with everything in the world, it's an understanding piece. Racism is an understanding piece. Just arguments. Arguments are built on understanding. You didn't understand me this way, or I didn't understand you. You know what I'm saying? And that's key to what's going on in the world. How you feel about that?
I feel, I mean, understanding is a big piece, because if you're not, and you have to be open to understanding. That's another thing too. As a Black woman, sometimes we are just told you have to be strong, you have to be strong, you have to be strong, you know. And dealing with my mental health, even, it's like there are times that you're weak, and you should be able to say that I'm weak, and be understanding and in tune with your own feelings to know this isn't right. I don't feel strong. You know, you don't have to be strong all the time, because I feel like when that label is on us, people don't allow us to be anything else. We don't get to be sad. We don't get to be upset. We don't get to be depressed. We don't get to be tired. It's like, no, you're a strong Black woman. You're gonna do it, you know? And so it was even just breaking down that stigma for myself, because before I understood that, I wouldn't have got help. You know, I wouldn't have talked to anyone. I would have just pushed those feelings deep down inside, because it's like, you got to be strong. You have kids, you have a business, you're going to school, you're still working, you know, you have to be strong. You can't let this, you know, break down your strongness. And being strong is recognizing a lot of the times what you're missing. And so when I was able to recognize what I was missing and what I needed and what I needed to fix, it helped me grow my business. It helped me be a better parent. It helped me with my depression and mental health, my anxiety, you know. And so the understanding isn't just sometimes for other people, it's for you to understand it for yourself too.
So exactly. And piggybacking on where I was, as a Black man, I don't think I was like growing up in a single household. I was taught things with my mom, because I'm a single, like, hey, you know, a woman is this, or a woman's like this, or, you know, like, she just taught me a lot. And being around a Black woman like every day, like it taught me so much about women of all races, not just African American, but it taught me how to treat a woman from a woman's perspective. I don't think I never really got that from a man's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I was an athlete, so you throw that in there, and you know, I got cousins, and they like
women fans.
Right. You know, I feel like I'm a handsome young man, you know, so it wasn't out. I was just out there, you know, like just figuring it out by myself. But as I grown into the person that I'm trying to become, because hey, I'm still not perfect.
We still not perfect. It's okay.
We're still not perfect, but you know, it's things like that help me, and that's why I'm in mental health, because it helps me, like, mentally, like that's like my therapy, my basketball. So I want you to talk about cooking in that aspect, like.
So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
So with the cooking, it's just, I mean, it's like me singing a song with, you know, I can't sing. Now I sing in the shower. That's different. But I'm not a vocalist, you know, so I say, like, cooking is my song. You know, it helps me relay everything that maybe I'm going through, you know, and it just helps me put that out. And that's why, honestly, sometimes I do disappear, you know, because if I feel like my song is not a hit song right now, I'm not going to put it out, you know? So with the cooking, it helps me escape, you know, maybe even my kids getting on my nerves right now, and I'm dealing with my anxiety. So I'm going to come in here, I'm going to turn on my 90s music, and I'm going to cook, you know? And it helps me get in tune with my emotions. It helps me process my thoughts of like, okay, let's think about this, you know, because cooking, it's like a release for me. And that's why I don't think of it as, although it's a business, I don't feel like it's a job, because it's something that I love to do, because it's healed me physically. It's because it tested my strength. It's healed me emotionally and mentally. And so I just use that as a tool to get better. Like when I'm feeling down, I'm like, all right, I'm going to cook something, even if it's something small, just because I know just that little instant, that 30 minutes or that 2 hours, I have some type of happiness, right? And sometimes just getting into that mode of happiness is going to change the rest of your day.
Right. And I kind of want to talk, you said, and this is something that is so amazing to me that you said it doesn't feel like a job. as you cooking. And I think in today's world, a lot of people they chasing the money, like, oh, I'm gonna go get 80,000, I'll go work this job that I hate. And then they mentally get up and it starts to impact them at home. Well, I'm working these 80-hour shifts. Where's the time for the kids? Or we taking one vacation every 365, and even when we taking that vacation, I'm tired. I just want to sleep. I don't want to go do all these activities. Or we go out and I'm pricing the food. Well, how much is this? So it's not like you're physically and mentally there when you're doing that. And I kind of want you to explain that, like, doing something you love and getting paid for it.
Okay. So I've always worked a 9 to 5, I've had great jobs. But once I realized I was taking my work home with me, that piece that you were just talking about, I'm angry, I'm pocket watching, I'm doing this, I can't enjoy my vacation because I am working. And honestly, I write in my journal every day. That's another thing for my mental health. Every day I write in my journal. I have 2 different journals. And so one day I wrote in my journal, I just said, God, if you allow me to do everything that I want to do, I will do what you tell me to do. Right. And so I took the first step and started my business, and I was terrified just because what I was trying to do was it was crazy, like pre-ordering food. I moved from Atlanta. And so in Atlanta, you can pre-order anything, but I had never seen that model here in Portland as far as food. And I was like, well, I'm going to try it. I'm going to wing it. And I did it, and I made a nice amount of money. And I was like, all right, well, can we do this again? And so I just kept doing it. And it still doesn't feel like a job to me. Like, I can go in the kitchen, I can have a catering gig, I can have a private gig, I can do a weekly meal. It doesn't feel like that because the people that I service, they get happiness from what I do, right? So it's an exchange for me, like that. And that's ultimately what I want it to be. You getting a piece of me, and in turn, I'm getting a piece of you. Whether you had a bad day, whether you were mad today, just having something good in your body turns your soul good, which changes your mood for a little bit, so I'm offering happiness in turn for the happiness I'm getting of this being my passion. And when you do things for the money, some people, it messes with your integrity. And I feel like I've always been a person of integrity. And so it was just like, Lord, I want the money. Like, yeah, I want to do this because this is what I love, but I also need some money because the world is not free. And so honestly, just since I've been taking that step and being a person of integrity in my business and, just being open to things, I got the money to go along with the passion. So it doesn't feel like a job to me. And even on my worst day, I wouldn't go back to working for anybody 9 to 5. I wouldn't. I couldn't. I don't think I could.
I feel you on that. And also, like, you have little ones. Before we started, you was like, oh, I gotta tell my kids to be, and you a mom as well. Yeah. So like talk to me about, like, once you overcame that hump, and you got across the hump, everything you believed in was good, and just how different parenting life was. Because now you're not tired from this 9 to 5. I think I had seen, like, one of your kids is like in sports or something. I seen you post something like, yeah, I'll be watching. Now I'm no stocking nothing. I'm no stocking stuff, but I'll be watching. Look, I'll be seeing you step out. You like, oh yeah, it's time to be a mom.
Yes, mom, listen, I gotta put these silverware up.
I respect it. How has that life been?
It's been great, but it's had its challenges because, again, I'm a single mother. And so when I worked my 9 to 5, it was almost habit. I don't care what I did in these 2 weeks. I know I'm going to have a paycheck, right? And so my parenting was easy in a sense because it was like, all right, everything is on clockwork. Everything is on a schedule. Right. And again, back to my health, and don't want to keep talking about my physical health, but one day I sat at my desk and I walked literally 100 steps from the printer to my desk. And I just broke down crying because it was painful. I couldn't, my mind was just like, what are you going to do? And I just sat there and I was like, if something happens to me today, I've been living somebody else's dream, and they will have somebody in this seat before it is cold. What are you going to do for your children? And I just decided, like, again, in my notebook, I'm like, I want generational wealth. I don't want to be rich. I want generational wealth so my kids can come and pick from a garden, so they're not starving in anything in life. And that was my main motivation. My kids are my motivation for everything. So, you know, my girls are really supportive. Now they are 14, 13, and 15. So, you know, teenagers, they really don't care, but they are really supportive. You know, in the beginning stages, they were my sous chefs. They cut up vegetables. They help, you know, my 13-year-old, the one who plays basketball, she gonna outcook me in a little bit, but my parenting changed because they became my real life focus, because I had to motivate myself every day to get up and clock in, because I don't have to be anywhere at 9 o'clock. If I want to work at 12 or 6 or whatever, that's on me. And so I literally just have a picture of my children on my wall, and every day that's my motivation. So it's like, get up and take a job, get up and post this, get up and do this. And it's made parenting a lot easier because I get to spend more time with them. When I was at work, it was like 9 to 5. After school program picking you up by 5:30. We're home in traffic about 6:30. I'm cooking, homework, we're going to bed. Now I have time to enjoy the basketball games and to go out of town and to go to cheerleading games and just really spend time with my kids. And that's ultimately, again, what I wrote down in my book. All these things that I've written out, I'm really big on manifestation, and all these things I wrote out.
I wish you could see my board. Look, yeah. I got a couple boards. I got one for, I just ordered 2 more. I got one for just my physical fitness. Yeah. I got one for my goals of this year. I got another one for my today's
manifestation board party.
No, for sure.
So it's become a lot easier because I'm literally doing what I want to do. And that was that was the boldest thing in my journal. I want to do what I want to do. And so being able to be a part of my kids' life full time without any stipulations, that's been one of the biggest blessings for me was starting this business.
Right. And this is something that I wanted to tell you. So you had asked me to send you some questions. I was like, I can't send them to you because I want it to be spontaneous. You know, I was like, nah, yeah. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
want you to prepare, you know, but I love, because this is the dynamic I like to have on the show. We're here, we're laughing, but we get a chance to, you know, speak and learn.
Talk about potatoes with some laughs.
Right, right. I was going through your page, and I'm gonna ask you this one first.
Okay.
You had said something on taking a leap of faith on yourself and quitting a job and chasing your dreams. You had said, you had put that out there under a post or something. And that's something that really, really caught my attention. And to me, it spoke more volumes than what people might have, you know, like if you quickly read it, it's like,
okay, take a leap, do it, girl.
Yeah, but going through the process of that, you know, and I read the post that you did, and this is way back. Like when I'm researching somebody or I want to interview, I'm prepared.
That's what makes you good at what you do. That's what I'm saying. You do your research.
I was reading, and you were like, I was doing hair, and I just got like, God spoke to me, and it was, you know, a lot, a bit to do with your health, and you was just like, you know what, like, I'm about to take this leap of faith. And this was right after you quit doing hair, and then you were like, the people around you were like, oh, that's a bad idea, or you just felt that type of energy, you know, like, and that type of energy is contagious.
Yeah,
you know, it's contagious, and it can affect you. Like if you're not like mentally strong enough. Like when I first started, I just started doing, I was just doing posts, and I was just doing stuff under it. But I had the vision of, I need to do a podcast, but I knew mentally I needed to do this to put myself out there and to build something. But once I like mentally, like, and I was good with people seeing me in that light, because I always hoop. You look at my page, you like, oh, he a hooper.
Yeah, hooper, yeah.
You know, you got the people that comment, chase it, you know, all that fake stuff. But you know, it's like that's all I did. But and I had another page, you know, and I would put stuff on there, and I felt like I was kind of hiding myself. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, I'm through with all that. Like people gonna say what they're gonna say.
Like,
I'm about to do this, you know. And once I did start posting on my main page, I like lost a lot of followers. Like I'm like, dang, like is this for me? Because it tests you mentally.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like Nipsey, and I love Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle say this, and this is one of my favorite quotes. Maybe like the game gonna test you multiple times. You gotta stand on all 10 and
stand on all 10.
You gotta stand on all 10 and walk forward. So, and when that started to happen, I was looking at it like, wow, like those same people that was like, oh, this and oh, there's the same people that's sitting there mumbling, talking about me, like, why are you doing this? And now I done built it until a podcast, and I'm still going. You know, now I was like, oh, hey, bro, like, bro, how you even was doing this?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And man, I got so many big things coming in 2022, like to where it's gonna be on another level, you know. But it's just like having that leap of faith. Like talk to me about that when people is like down on you to really chase your dream.
Yeah. So the leap of faith, this is what people don't tell you about the leap. Like, you know, anybody who was like, chase your dreams, you know, take the leap. It looks like, all right, I'm just going to take the leap and boom, I'm right where I'm supposed to be. That journey to the leap of faith, I tell you, I stood at the metaphorical ledge for a minute because I'm a critical thinker and everything has to make sense to me, right? But faith doesn't make sense. Some things, when you have faith, the thing that you're thinking is so far in the distance can literally be right there. So you have to almost be dumb to what's logical when you're taking the leap of faith, and the faith being the meat and potatoes of it. When you are dealing with faith, nothing makes sense, right? So I'm like, okay, God, I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna take it. Like, listen, you know, we try to tell you.
Well, it's so crazy because your prayers change.
Oh yeah.
I noticed like when I wasn't really like truly like chasing and just believing in what I'm doing and stuff, my prayers were so different. Like now my prayers, like even praying to God is it's on a different level. And you know, I meditate and I do everything I need to do for my mental health, whether it's self-love or anything. You know, Sundays I call them trade day. Like tomorrow I'm so excited. Cause I wake up and I do whatever I feel.
Yeah, me too. That's my day too.
You know, like if I feel like eating something, I'm a cook. And look, I'll be in the kitchen too. I ain't on your level, but I can do a little something, you know.
Let me get a steak and potatoes from you.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like knowing that God has a plan for you. And knowing that God is speaking to you. I wish people would listen. Yeah. You know, like, and I say that all the time because people will say, man, I don't really know what I want to do, but you do something every day. You just don't realize it. Yeah. You know, like you really don't realize it until you really like sit down and look within yourselves.
Yeah, because because this is what I say. I feel like everybody in life has a purpose. It's God instills that from the day you're born. It's your job to then find out what your purpose is. And you can't find that out until you start walking down the road, and then you're like, okay, God, I want to have some conversations with you, you know, because if it was up to me, I would still be in Atlanta doing makeup. Like I thought that was going to be the end all. I was going to have a cosmetic line, all of that. And then God was like, hold up, girl, that ain't it, you know? And I was battling with that. And that was what my leap was like, all right, now my prayers have changed. I'm talking to you. I'm being specific because that's another thing. You got to be real specific with your prayers with him, because if you're not, he'll send you something and you're like, wait, that wasn't it, you know? But then also too, with that leap, I take it as like a cake, metaphorically. You know, you got to have all these ingredients, but at the end, you just have the cake. Sometimes God gonna send you the ingredients and then the cake is later on, you know, like I'm giving you the eggs, I'm giving you the flour, I'm giving you this. Now you have to make the cake, right? So when I took the leap, I was like, all right, this is the leap, you know? And I just started opening myself up and stop living with fear, because if you have faith, you can't have fear, because it cancels out. So I was like, I'm a person, it's 51-50. You know, if I'm 51% more of something, I'm gonna go with that. So I always try to have my faith at 51% or more. So that's what really pushed me to take the leap. And you know, the doors that's been open for me that I'm like, there's no way that should have been open. There's no way that this should have happened. But just the faith and believing in myself and trusting in God has opened so many doors, and the doors just keep opening to the point where I'm like, okay, God, I don't want to ask nothing else. Okay. Because you delivering everything, and I don't think I'm ready for it, but you don't have to be ready. As long as He ready, and He not going to bring you to something He can't help you through or help you pass. And I just be like, all right, well, let me get this hip together a little more. And then we there.
Right. Yeah. And man, physical health is very important. And then mentally, and that's another thing why I like mental health, especially like just hearing you talk about that, like let me get my hip right, like knowing that, okay, I got these blessings and thank you, you blessed, but mentally I gotta be right in order for me to be my best kiss the chef. You know? And that's important for people, because some people take leaps of faith and not knowing they're not even 100% ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's something that I'm trying to build myself with, which I think my podcast is very, very good, but I think I still have a ways to go. And my leap of faith is telling me, go through the steps, you know, like learn, and then, you know, build it up. And then, you know, I'll get the blessings that I truly want. And I, like, for me, I tell people all the time, like, talking to me about anything, it's just a matter of time. Like,
and that's what
your relationship with me now. I'm telling you about.
It's only a matter of time.
Like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
you have to believe that ultimately, because like you were just saying, piggybacking off of that, those outside influences sometimes can have you questioning. Because when I was, and that's another reason I talk to God more than I talk to anybody else, right? Because you and me know what we want. My dream and my vision is for me. It's not for anybody else, right? So the things that I'm doing, it may not make sense to you, but it makes sense to me. And I've already talked to the G-man, and he said, let's go and do it. So, you know, those outside influences can really make you question yourself, sometimes question your dream, sometimes question like, am I crazy for doing this? You know, and sometimes it's that crazy faith, like Michael Todd say, that's going to push you to where you need to be. And I just really had to shut off people, especially in my beginning stages, like shut off the outside world, because even if you're not sure, sometimes somebody else's unsureness can make you cancel that. And then you look up and you like, wow, somebody else is doing that. And I was supposed, you know, or just different things. So I learned to shut off the people. I still do now, but in the beginning stages, about the first 18 months, I wasn't listening to nobody. I was secretive and all of that. And, you know, people were like, you being weird. And I'm like, yes, I am. I'm sorry, but yes, I am, because I'm a mother and this is literally like my baby. So I have to hold it dear. I have to train it. I have to work it. And
I like that.
I'm still a little secretive, because we got some things
look, you just cooked up something that I read in a book. I just got done reading Tools of Titans. I wanna share this metaphor with you that I made. I wrote it out yesterday.
Okay.
Chasing your dreams, right? Is you can get on, let's say it's a straight road down to your dream, like a straight shot, because you got to stay on the straight path, but only you can see the ending, right? But you got millions of, probably 1 billion people that's going to be on the left and the right side of your road, and they're going to be hollering all these crazy things to you, like, you can't do it, what are you doing, what are you chasing? And within those people, the closer people is your family. Some of your family might deteriorate that, but you got to get on this road and go to your dream, right? And within going to your dream is pit stops. But what are those pit stops gonna do? A setback, you can still see the dream, but you still got to keep going. You know what I'm saying? And I wrote that out yesterday, and I was like, man, like this is powerful. It was very powerful for me, because when you get on that car to your dream, you really looking straight. If you let people deteriorate you, or you driving and you're not paying attention,
you're gonna crash. Yeah,
you're gonna crash. You know, and then and look deeper to the metaphor, you're gonna crash into people that have the bad influences of you, or bad people that don't believe in your dream, and then your car stops.
Yeah.
If those people not willing to help you get your car back on the road, what type of friends are they?
Yeah.
Not a dream is, and it gets further, you know. So it's about being on that path. And I wrote that out yesterday. I was like, man, this is so dope. Like, and I truly believe that, you know?
Yeah, that's how you have to look at it, because it is. It's like we look sometimes just based on based off the destination, like this is where I need to be. And sometimes we don't take consideration, you know, the people, the pit stops. Sometimes those pit stops are for you to take a rest, for you to get that next little sprint. Sometimes it's like, oh, dang, this thing came up in my path. Like, what am I going to do? But you do have to keep going. You really do, if you want to get to where you're saying that you want to get to.
Right. Right. And I want to talk to you about, you posted another post. 2021 this year has taught you like valuable lessons in business and in life. What are some of those lessons?
Some of the lessons is shut out the outside. Shut out the outside. Like we were just talking about, sometimes that outside does more damage than you do to yourself. One is work with integrity. I mean, I posted not too long ago on my story, I went to this nail shop and they overcharged my daughter, and they knew they overcharged my daughter. Right. You know, I've been going to this nail shop for a while. I stopped going there because you're not working with integrity. You know, and so that's the foundation of my business, is being a business of integrity, because when you do that, you open the doors for everything else. Priority is having a relationship with God, not a relationship what somebody else tell you to do, not what the TV tell you to do. If you have your own, I have my own relationship with God. Yes, I go to a church building. I haven't been since COVID, no lie. Sometimes I'm sitting up here at Bedside Baptist, but me and God, we have a relationship. You know, he knows when I'm sad, when I'm angry, when I'm unsure. And sometimes those tears are all the words that I need to give to him, you know? And so I keep him first. And because I keep him first, everything else falls into place. Also with business, close your eyes to what everybody else is doing. Because especially if you know you didn't just order a number 7, if you ordered a number 7 with pickles, mayo, burnt, you know, a toasted bun, this, that, and third, your meal gonna take a little bit longer, maybe, you know. So work your plan and congratulate those who are there. You know, like, never be a hater. Never be a hater, because when you are up there, you want people to do the same thing that you did for them, and it don't always happen that way. But praise people when you are not where they're supposed to be. Also, hang around people who have more than you, more knowledge, more money, more skill, more. For me, if I'm hanging around people that have more, it doesn't intimidate me. It makes me question, what did you do to get there? How did you make this much money? You know, can you teach me? And be teachable. You don't know everything. Just with cooking, some stuff, I cooked my way and my way only, until I was like, oh, okay, we're going to use some ground mustard. Let me see how that tastes, you know? So be teachable, work with integrity, put God in the forefront, shut off the outside, and put your blinders on to everybody else.
I like those. I love those.
Thank you.
I love those.
Sometimes I have to remind myself, some of them sometimes, like, look at you. You don't got your blinders on looking at their business. Congratulate them that they got a building now. You're going to get there, girl, you know, but those are the ones. Right. They help me every day.
You have to be happy for other people's success. Yeah. You can't be a hater. That's something I live by. Like, I don't hate on nothing, but I love the thing you said with being around the people you're around. Like, be around people that have more than you. Be around people that's more ambitious than you, or push you. And that's how I surrounded. Like 2022, I'm like, you know what? Like this, my 2021 was great. Like I did my thing. To me, I had a great, just like mentally growing and everything that I went through. Like it kind of ended hard because I had a bad concussion and stuff. So like back, I'm still shaking back. Like I'm damn near there though. But like. Yeah, that journey, I'm like, man, you know, 2022, I kind of been just in straight grind mode. The people around me are people that's ambitious, that if I call, we gonna have a conversation about how we can get to our dream. Or we gonna talk about the process of what we going through. Like, man, it's hard. Like, man, I'm in that same position. Well, how did you do this? You know, and like how did you build this? And we give each other game. And to me, that's more important than anything. Yeah. You know, like I'm not into, like right now, just me personally, like I'm not into the party. I'm not into the women. Like Like none of that. Like I'm so focused on my goals. It's like, and there's no disrespect to people because I'm very respectful to everybody. It's just like
I ain't got time
I'm
for
trying
that.
to go here. I just don't have time, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said this year is the peacock year for me. You know, like peacocks are really flamboyant, you know, that they proud. And it's like, there's nothing wrong with that. And I just like these last years leading up to this, honestly, last year was such a great year for me. And, you know, it did end with some things like, all right, you're gonna have to make a move about some stuff. Like, so going into 22 is now like we going to the next level with the business. But I'm like, this is my peacock year. I don't have, not saying it like this, I don't have time for love. I don't have time for partying. I don't have time for this conversation. Like, I'm trying to get here. But you know, you also have to be open to though, because sometimes that's part of the process too, of like getting to your dreams, like being open to other things. So I'm like, I'm open, but that ain't my first choice right now.
Nah, look, I say it all the time, and I don't mean to be arrogant or nothing, because I feel like I'm the catch.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I'm gonna talk like a woman would say, like, you know, y'all women is like, shoot, ain't no girl. That's exactly how I feel. And I say,
and you have to feel that way about yourself.
I say that humbly. I say that humbly. I'm the catch.
I'm the catch. So I'm not just taking anything.
Look, I'm not taking anything. And if you want me, it's gonna be like you
gotta come get me.
It's gonna be a plan. Like, okay, that sound good, you know, but
that's nice or whatever, but okay.
That's just what I want. And I don't mean no disrespect when I say that, but
it's not. I just say, you know who you are. When you know who you are, right? And you know, even some of the things that you've overcome, and you know the things that you're working towards, you not saying it's trash, but it's like, I don't want that, you know, because again, I'm the catch. I'm the creme de la creme.
And especially, look, I'm so humble, but I know who I am mentally.
Yeah.
You know, like on my page, I'm very humble.
Yeah.
But I know it's a lot of weak niggas out here. People out here. Like weak-minded men, weak-minded everything. Yeah. And I'm not judging nobody. I'm not judging.
But you ain't coming to play over here with me.
Right. I'm just telling you how it is. Like,
I ain't doing no toxicity, none of that. I don't.
No toxic. No. You know, I'm a man of different things. Like, I was bred. Like, you know what I'm saying? I literally was like, my mom taught me.
Mm-hmm.
She really like broke it.
But that's good.
You know what I'm saying? So with that, it's a blessing, but also you can't let people take advantage of that.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, like I can't bend down my expectations or my standards for someone.
I can't dim my life for you. I'm sorry.
Right. Especially the type, because I'm someone, if I'm with you, I'm with you.
I'm with you. Yeah.
You know, it ain't no left, ain't no right. Like, okay, let's get it. But you know, having the energy match, and that's why I say I'm the catch, because I see a lot of things.
Oh yeah,
a lot of men that got a woman that's a queen, a boss, and independent, and they hate, like, oh man, well, you know what I'm saying? It be
like I say, if you a hater or a hindrance, I can't deal with you.
It's like, it is funny too, because some women like to spoil their men, and as a man, this is something that personally how I feel like a lot of men block their blessings. They have a woman that's a queen that's making money, and some women, you know, if you got a man like you want to spoil them, but what a lot of men will do is mentally take it as, man, I can do it for myself or do all that, and you block your queen's blessings. So now when she going out and she might want to get you something, she started to feel bad. Well, you know what I'm saying? And people don't really realize how much they go into a relationship, because a woman gonna eat that for a man. A man, I don't want my king feeling like that. But it adds up, because it's like I'm working this hard and I'm doing all these things for us and our foundation, and I want to get you something, but every time I get you something, you know what I'm saying? And like mentally as a man, that's something that my mama taught me. I was like, oh, I needed that tool. I needed to understand that. And that's not saying like, as a man, take advantage and let your woman do everything for you. No, it's definitely 50-50. But when your queen want to step, you gotta let her step. You gotta let her glow. You gotta let her do it. You gotta let her glow, like, so she could go out with her friends. Well, I'm gonna get this from my man. Well, you just got, how you feel about it? He love it. You know,
Yeah.
that make a woman feel different. Look, I'll put y'all on some game, man.
Listen, let me write that free game, man.
But shoot, look, we winding down on time. I know it's only an hour, so I'm damn near done. Perfect.
Okay.
What's the process been with building your social media page?
Oh my God. So I don't know if you noticed, I haven't been on social media as
right. I see you take a break, but like I said, mentally I'm in the game, so I know sometimes like I took the whole December off. So
my TikTok is like through the roof, right? And I think I'm at like 76,000 followers on TikTok. And so my Instagram, I've always had an Instagram for my business, but now I'm being strategic. Like, so right now I'm taking a break from Instagram because I'm just recording content. I'm just, brand syncrecy all through them, all through the social media that I use, just finding out what my viewers and customers want to see more of. I'm really doing another brand remake. I just did one, but I'm doing another one because again, when you write down certain things and you go to God with certain things, he's like, all right, we're out of this season, like next season. So
behind the scenes, Dakota, we getting a little scoop. Okay.
So I'm doing like brand. I'm trying to create more content so I can be more active, like in the beginning, I wasn't doing a lot of content, but with the change of the algorithm on Instagram, I don't know if you noticed.
Hey, I know all that.
I know.
That's something we can talk about. We go all day about that, but I know.
And I'm not a video person. If it wasn't for my kids, I never would have got on TikTok. But now it's just like getting the perfect shot, getting the perfect videos, so I have this content to put out because that's where it's going to come from. And like you were just saying, it's only a matter of time. And that's what I feel for me. It's only a matter of time. Like I'm moving into another lane of my business. I'm scared about it, but it's about time that we get it there. So I just been working on content, trying to grow my Instagram following, trying to be more consistent because consistency is everything, and that's no matter what you do.
I post that every day.
Consistency. If you could be the best at it, but if you're not consistent, it's gonna dwindle away. So I'm learning to be consistent with my social media just because I don't really like social media, and I'm the type of person, if I could hire somebody to do it, I would.
I'm assuming for Decoding 2 Sides of the System. Once I get mainstream, it's a wrap. I'm be on there a little bit, but I'm definitely getting me a content creator.
I want a content creator. Huh?
You know who Gary V is?
I don't think so.
You need to write down Gary V.
Okay, let me write down Gary V.
Your business and whatever you're doing and your marketing and stuff, please write down Gary V.
Okay.
Make sure you go, and I'm giving you this tip. I promise you,
okay,
it's gonna change. Like it's gonna give you so many gems and like put some stuff in your head. You're gonna look at it. I'm telling, like he literally breaks stuff down to like a T. It's crazy.
But, really? Okay.
Yeah. So like whatever you want to do, like if you got a question, then put Gary V at the end. I'm telling you.
I need Gary V because that's the thing.
I'm trying to I promise you.
I'm trying to get this social media to level up because that's where a lot of, people get their exposure from because it's like having the world literally at your fingertips, so it's like, all right, Vonnie, you want to take it up? This is where you gotta be consistent. So I'm working on that. I should be back by sometime in February.
That's good. You take your time, all the time you need. Listen,
I'm old too, so listen. Some of this stuff I'll be like, what is it?
Right. Take your time. Work your queens behind the scene. They gotta be your social media people, though. You gotta use the team. I got a team. Look, a lot. You might see me on here, but I got a team behind the scenes that help me grow my follower. They give me ideas. Cause some stuff I just can't invest my mind into. Like I'm the talent. I'm gonna be up here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all do this.
And that's kind of how I want it to go. I see why people have publicists and all that. And that's something like I got a little small team, but I got people that's in the right positions that help me with stuff so I can focus on things like this.
And luckily I have teenagers.
Yeah. Well, they can do stuff. Shoot, my niece,
you know,
social media,
they want to be paid. They want to be
what's
paid.
hot? She keep me updated on music and everything. I be working by my niece and they know.
I'm like, come in here and help mommy with this.
Right. Let's do this. Then we'll do rapid questions and then we'll get out of here.
Okay.
How important? Oh no, we talked about that. Being an African American woman in today's world and women's rights. You got anything you want to say on that?
I just say, be you, and if they love it, they love it. If they don't, oh well.
I like that.
That's and that can say a lot about a lot of things. You know, if those are your beliefs, those are your beliefs, and it's okay. And you don't have to change, nor do you have to push them on other people, because my views may not be your views. But like we said too, understanding, okay, well, can you tell me why that is your view? And do you want to hear why mine is? If not, then okay, cool. Well, this mine and we out of here.
Cool. And going down, we got this segment.
Okay.
It's called giving people their flowers. And I do it on my show. I always want to give people their flowers.
Okay.
One thing about you is just me just giving it to you. First off, I want to congratulate you on your page. Congratulate you on taking your leap of faith. I truly am a fan of your page. I don't care how they look with people. Because, you know, in today's world, if you give people love, they start to say, oh, well, you own this person, Jai, or you doing too much. And it's like, nah, like on my show, I want to tell you, just as a queen, as a mother, and you raising your kids and you balancing both lives and also going through depression and things, me being in mental health, I know how hard that is. So I just want to give you your flowers on being that. Look,
don't be having me crying on this podcast.
Nah, I got to though. Look, being an amazing mom, amazing queen, just an inspiration to a lot of people.
Thank you.
You know, it's like you're truly an inspiration. And look, I'm a fan. I definitely can't wait till you come back. And
thank you.
You know, I'll be there to get a meal. I'm dieting too.
Now
so
you might have to come to a location though, because
hey,
that's what we working on. That's what's taking a lot of my time right now.
Nah, it's good, and I love that, you know, and just giving you your flowers on that. Like, I think that's a great thing, and I definitely want to support. In 2022, one of my goals is just giving my money to businesses and people that I love and people that I support. Like, I truly support you. You're more of an inspiration just to me as well, because you're a mom and you have kids, and that's something that I grew up in. So I just wanted to tell you, from Decoding 2 Sides of the System to me, like, thank you so much.
Now listen, I just told you now.
No, for real.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That means a lot to me.
No, for sure. And look, last 5 rapid questions.
Okay.
Then I get you out of here.
Okay.
And we beat time too.
We beat time.
Yeah, we beat time. I told you I'm real good with time.
It didn't even feel like a podcast.
Oh, thank you. I
enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I really did. Like, a lot of people have asked me to do podcasts, and I'm like, And I was like, you know what? Again, this is Peacock, you know, and I support those who support me. So I just had to say that. And so thank you so much for having me, for opening up your platform to hear my voice, to hear what I think and what I feel. And I am truly grateful. And the food is coming.
Okay, I'll be waiting. Look, last question, then let me get you out of here.
Okay.
Who taught you how to cook? I mean, we got to know who behind the scenes. I mean, damn, look.
Ella Mae Young, that is my grandma, rest her soul. She, when I tell you, we never ate out, because she would cook everything. She cooked cakes, pies, cookies, gravies, everything.
Ain't nothing gonna be better. Look.
Ain't nothing. She even made pizza. I didn't know anybody's grandma who was making a pizza, okay? And so I learned from my grandma. My mom also knows how to cook, but all the women in my family know how to cook. But I would say Granny, even when I'm cooking, I'm like, all right, Granny, that's enough. I don't measure nothing. I'd be like, Granny, that's enough? No? Okay, a little bit more. So, Ella Mae Young, that's Granny.
Okay. What's your signature dish, and what do people love about it?
The signature dish is a seafood macaroni. There's 2 macaronis. There's a seafood macaroni and the regular. Both are 14K. I call it 14K because it's like liquid.
I had it. Look, Look, oh, is it the screen? I gotta lick.
And lick your screen. Go ahead and lick it.
Yeah, look, or whatever. I'm taking the whatever.
Listen.
Look.
The macaroni and cheese, like people, they just go crazy over it. And I would say that's one of my signature dishes, and the stuffed turkey leg.
Yeah, I need that.
Yeah. That people will be trying to fight me in the grocery store. Like, are you buying turkey legs? What are you doing in here? I'm like, I'm just grocery shopping for me.
Man, look, hey, I need that. I seen that. I need to try
it's
that.
on the menu. It's coming. It's coming.
Like, hey, don't worry. Because when it get there, like I said, number time, I'm not sure I'm on a diet. I'm cool. Do whatever you got to do.
Okay, I'm going to
whenever it get there, I'll be there. Trust me. All right. What dish do you hate preparing and why? Tell me that dish you like, oh, nah, but I got to do it. You know,
I hate making fried chicken.
Fried chicken, for real?
It's absolutely delicious, but I hate it because I'm such a perfectionist, right? And so sometimes you might get the chicken wings. I mean, the wings that aren't as big as the other ones, and you like, I don't want to use that one, and people do their fried chicken different. A lot of people do it different. Some people use mustard, some people use buttermilk. And I really feel like with chicken, you can't walk away from what you're doing, because once that chicken starts to cook, if it gets to burning, you're screwed. Like I'm an aesthetics person, so I don't like it because you just literally have to stand there and watch it. And making roux for the gumbo. I'm fast at it, but it's a process. It's a process.
Right. Yeah. Some people don't know about roots. I don't eat everybody gumbo. I'm from Louisiana. Okay. I'll be like, you know what I'm saying?
I know. I'm like,
people be posting. I'll be like, all right, come on.
I'm like, that's broth. What is that? That's
right.
That's broth.
I'll be looking at it like, nah. And just to be honest, I haven't had no gumbo. I'm like everything. You're
gonna have to come over for some gumbo then, because at my house we probably eat gumbo maybe like 3 times a month.
First off, hold on. Look, this is something. Look, I'm thinking about starting a begging segment on here, which might be coming soon. Don't be invited. Don't do that. I'm the one.
We eat over here. That's why I need to go to the gym now. We doing too much eating.
All right. The other question: what chefs do you follow on social media and why? Or inspiration? Like, just give me you can give me like 3. You ain't gotta go all, but like your top 3.
Okay, my top 3, I follow the Too Cool Chef. Okay. He's in Atlanta. I love him because he just him. He do him. He don't care. And them crab legs, those fried crab legs, that was the first person who I saw do that. And he's just so funny. I follow Plant-Based Poppy. He's in Portland, just because I like to see things that I'm not doing, right? I'm not vegan, of course, but just looking at that, I'm like, I can maybe try some vegan food. Then
open. I like that.
Yes. And then another chef, his name is Chef Anthony. He's in DC. And I followed him for a while, and just watching his journey from like, I'm going to culinary school to boom, I'm charging $10,000, okay, for a catering plus. I'm like, wow, yes, it's possible, so I follow them for different reasons. When I want to get hype, I go to Too Cool Chef. When I want to look at something else, I go to Plant-Based Poppy. When I want to look at like the road to inspiration, I definitely go to Chef Anthony, because I'm like, wow, if he would have listened to people from the outside, he probably wouldn't be where he was. So, and I follow some great women too, but I just follow who feels right to my soul and who food look good. I'm an aesthetic eater first. So I'm like, that looks good. Let me follow.
I like that. Well, lastly, last question. What books are you currently reading?
So I'm reading the Bible, and I don't read the Bible traditionally, like front to back. However I'm feeling, I'm like, God, I'm feeling this way. What do I need to read, right? So, and then I'm
crazy. That's how I read the Bible at night. I go to how I'm feeling or what I'm looking for, because it's broke down in the chat. Like, if it's love, if it's lust, if it's forgiveness, is I read, and that's how I read the Bible. Which is crazy that you say that. I like that.
Yeah, the very first one I started reading was Psalm because I was just in my depression, you know, and those are songs of praise. So I'm like, let me just start with this. So I do read that. I am reading Crazy Faith by Michael Todd.
Okay.
That book is, man, it'll have you looking at faith like, wait, what? I've been doing it wrong the whole time. I just finished reading the 4 Agreements again. I read that from time to time because you do need to brush up, but the Bible and Crazy Faith, and I'm reading a devotional every day by Joyce Myers, and those are my 3 that I'm in right now. I'm actually setting my side a time later today to read my book. So reading is fundamental, man. You got to read,
and it's so much information. It's so much information in books.
So much.
I swear to you, it's so much. Like even people that ask me like, bro, how you know it? I'll be like, nah, I read.
I read, yeah.
So like you be looking at me like, oh, you're so intelligent. No, I read.
No, I read.
You can literally do the same thing. Like just on that, like I'm about to start that book, but I'm also reading because I Nipsey Hussle was a very, very big inspiration to me.
Yeah.
And when he passed away, his book list, they released his book list.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I got his book list. I read like 12 books off his book list last year. I already read 1 this year. I'm on pace to beat myself.
You mind sending that to me? Just so I know?
Oh yeah. I got you. I'll definitely send that to you. I read and before Tools of Titans, I had read the book that Laura London had gave to him. It's called The Way of the Superior Man. And
that is. I read that. That is, man.
That's I tell any dude with advice or they need relationship advice or any. I'll be like, oh, read this.
Yeah.
If they read it, which none of my friends have read it, but I'm like, if you read that, I'm telling you, like you're
gonna unlock the code. Yeah.
For real though,
I was that big, but
who wrote that book? I need to get that author. I'm
trying to pull it out. It's in my bookcase, but even I read it because I'm like, man, and the book is not that big, but
it's not that. That's what I'm saying. There's so much game in there.
There's so much game in there
too. Now I'm currently reading Contagious by Jonah.
Yes, that's on my reading list too.
Yeah, I gotta read that, and the only reason I'm reading it because in the interview Nip has spoke on how there's a place in Philly where it's $100 cheesesteak, and it's $100 for a cheesesteak. Now people was like killing the man for his idea and everything, and just like trashing him. But he talked about the marketing part of it and the statement of the sandwich, and it's still today. It still goes today. But Nipsey did an album and he charged like $100 for it. I think it was like his opening release or something, and it broke a record. Like he ended up selling like 1,000. He made $1 million in a day. And he kind of spoke it in the interview, and I was like, wow, like this is crazy. Because like I'm thinking about like, well, not thinking, but I'm like currently in like the last stages of dropping my brand. So I'm like,
okay, good. Like, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a journey. I'm still not there, but
that's big. You need your own flowers.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But that book, it teaches you a lot on marketing.
Oh, yes.
A lot. And I'm on chapter 4 now. I got so much game. I literally I redid my whole plan. It's like what I was about to do.
That ain't right.
I'm like, oh, scratch that shit out. That's a book that I'm currently reading. But look, we finished.
Okay.
We finished within the hour, like I promised. It was a great episode. It wasn't rushed.
I had such a good time.
Man, special thanks to you. Everybody go follow her, like, subscribe to whatever, just thank the queen for coming on, and
thank you.
We'll be back soon.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night, afternoon.